Hello, my name is Mina. I have experienced violence against women. Violence against women can take many forms. It can be physical or sexual, but also psychological and emotional. For example, when you are forced to do something or threatened. Today, I want to tell you my story, how I managed to free myself from the violence. I fled my home country to Germany with my husband. My husband never treated me well. When he was angry, he hit me. He always said it was my fault. For example, because I talked to other men, or because my t-shirt showed my arms, or because I did not get pregnant. I knew his behavior was wrong. I wanted to do everything right, but he was always angry. My mother said some men are just like that. I hoped that things would be better in Germany, but even in the camp, the violence continued. Still, I did not want to lose him. He was the only person I knew. The violence got worse and worse. I always tried not to make him angry, but it never helped. He always found something that I had supposedly done wrong. When I started a German course, he got angry. When I got a friend, he got angry. I realized it does not matter what I do, he will always be angry, and he will always blame me. But slowly I began to understand I am not to blame. One day, my teacher saw my black eyes. I could not tell her that my husband had hit me. Still, she gave me a phone number for a counseling center. She said women can get help there when they experience violence. But I did not want to go to the counseling center. I felt very ashamed. I was afraid of losing my husband. I was afraid of being alone. I hid the number in our room. The violence got worse and worse. I often thought about calling the number, but I was ashamed. I was afraid. What would my husband do if he found out? This went on for many months. One day, my husband traveled to another city. The night before, he had beaten me badly. I was in a lot of pain. I gathered all my courage and called the number. They said I should come the following week. I spoke with a counselor there. There was even an interpreter who spoke my language. The counselor was very kind. She said she would not tell anyone, not my family, not the government, not the police. At first I could not speak, but then I told her everything. I cried a lot. It felt good to be able to tell everything. The counselor said that I have the right to a life without violence. She said that I can separate and do the asylum procedure on my own. Then my husband or I would move somewhere else. She said you can decide what you want. I can support you, but the decision is yours. These words stayed with me. I had never made such an important decision in my life. What would my family say? They always told me that I should never separate from my husband. And how would my husband react? Would I manage to live without him? It took many months until I decided to separate. My counselor helped me with every step. She even came to me to important appointment. My husband was moved to another accommodation. He is not allowed near me anymore. Now I live alone. I am so glad that I am not afraid anymore. I am not afraid of coming home. I am not afraid of doing something wrong. My family no longer speaks to me. That makes me sad, but I'm still happy that I took responsibility for my life. After the separation, I made friends with other women in my accommodation. I saw that so many women had experienced violence. My friend Sue was tricked into coming to Europe with promises that she would get a good job here. When she arrived in Europe, she was forced to work as a prostitute. My friend Fatimata was circumcised as a girl and had to flee to protect her daughter from genital cutting. My friend Sarah was not accepted in her home country because she's a lesbian and she was forced to marry a man. Violence against women can take many forms. We are not to blame for the violence. The perpetrators made decisions to hurt us. They are responsible for their violent behavior. What unites us all is that we are very strong. We have the right to live a life without violence. People, like us who had to flee from violence in their home country can get asylum in Germany. This means we get a resident permit and can stay in Germany for now. For this, it is very important that you tell everything why you had to flee in the asylum interview at Banff. It is important to explain what violence threatens you in your home country. For all of us, it was hard to speak about such painful experiences. It helped to prepare well for the interview and to write down my story. There are asylum counseling services that help with this. They go through your escape story with you. Outside that, my social worker also requested that only women be present at the interview. This helped me too. You may bring a trusted person to the interview. This person must not be asylum seeker themselves. If you have evidence, show it at the interview. Evidence can include messages or posts on WhatsApp or social media that show you were threatened, or newspaper article. Show them all medical reports you have. Also, about your mental health. If you are affected by violence, you have the right to help. Call 116016. You can call at any time and get help. The call is anonymous and free. They speak many languages. Do not forget, you are not alone. You have the right to support, and we support each other.